A strong Bawumia loyalist should be appointed to the role to further infiltrating the Bawumia political cause. This is in line with protecting legacy of Nana. That could enable us to sidestep and further alienate the Kofo faction.
Wow.
And to utie Japadia document na. Almost stated wo mu say Bank of Ghana governor and the federal deputy no obedi na de no. Omo ye mma. Omo didi wo ye dan nachi. And this whole demonstration no catch there was say wo ye hooligan na e wo dey free. E wo dey free. Now you see and kanya kan yenka. Emre den ko free ball aso. Emre den ko free ball aso. Enye kan yenka. Nipa ba ku nipa over 80,000. Achom ho agu mountain so nsembe na omoka. Almost for just one financial fiscal year, what Bomanica 60.8 billion. Sasika no Mahama 4 years oba enyina mpuntu dwuma ye free fertilizer, free cocoa ceiling, cocoa rose, terminal hwane osisi ye nyina no. Mahama nya just barely 54.6 billion Ghana cedi. But Bank of Ghana governor through the professional incompetence, yaboka 60.8 billion. Fair no tunche. All banks in Ghana, microfinance savings and loans, the fixed deposit companies, insurance company, amounting to osike ye equity sike da hono. Wabo emu 55.1 billion ashe. Eno nanchen. Bank of Ghana through the governor extra 77 billion. E de ma Ghana aban Akufo-Addo abo wie ye no. O say mia manko parliament o. Matina Bank of Ghana ha ashimu 48.1 billion agu na na mashegu amount. Eno nso nka ha o wie ye no. O say Bank of Ghana dana mitim na ye dada. Ya hwe kura na say atorentem bi bana asase wo so oba. Ebetuma wo so ma abu agum. Enti wa kokuru Ghana sika no. Almost 2.2 billion. Ede kosi dan wa nye permit bia. Uputu nyama we nyina together wie. Na setimamufo ka kire wo se saa na monya watu in the history of the Fourth Republic no ye hu bi da eye ningwasesem eye arehosem enti resign. Na se Bank of Ghana governor no etimi suma the head of security ayedumo so oya watchman. That is what they say. So mrameji ye petition na se timamufo kana so uso mu ye hooligan there, then it confirmed the content of the Japadia document. But let me assure every NDC member. Say be to me, yamo to unquatre baby atre. Ni working for power. I have a firm belief. Nanche said the nidu anka to nanka conform.
Said the nidu
anka to nancho do behu. When na nkwa say hene be trinity. Ye trinity ni bia no de bo amanfo no de plan one sound de ko he. It is suggestion I can be wrong, I can be right. You be to me. Let us hold on to this Bank of Ghana back and forth because you're trying to swab. Professor Jampo say, "The Bank of Ghana governor you know one wo try himemua. Bronson Jemobe in one. And yes, sir, jail. You answer questions or ni fear our team. Let's get the power. And this for me and close to your ranks. Yenye to me no. Yenye to me ni we are. Let me tell you. Yes, say upe to me. Toma me koji to me.
Toma me
koji to me. Na onye to me na. Odi to me krona ashamra koji omame.
Very well.
So let's close our ranks. Let's unite and get the power. Sir, NDC president etiso. Speaker of Parliament NDC ni. Na se Chief Justice NDC ni ya. Na ye semone wo sebra Parliament abra unya governor biwa. Waka che say hooligans.
Catch soldiers the wechi.
Say you see chairperson. Ya catch yourself by Parliament be you huano. Now see there be media member because you have a system to protect you. Akwabi no botia. Okoke kus wabotia. Sunyana wabotia. Dumase wabotia. Tamale no obo apetachina wa kumatieti wa motia okoye no. When our bone nyum nyina wi oba bepon. Ena squad no konsamasa. Okoke kus ubotia.
That's right.
Okosunyana ubotia. Hadie ubotio umbotio ye befil. Umbotio ye befil. The point I'm concluding is say young working unite your home as NDC members near you 2 minutes. Yeah, 2 minutes. Said the obit me packing Supreme Court, no. Somebody can balance it.
Send your obi to me.
Parking school. Somebody can maybe can say a park you. You be balance it.
Okay. We balance the equation.
You be balance the equation, no. No simultaneous equation. No way the right and the left must agree. As a finance person, no, your shit must always balance. Your asset must be equal to your liability and equity put together. And the point and then they say NDC for Mamuntie. Say a bit to me. You hold all the governor demonstration. It's okay.
Okay.
You to me we are. Next the Speaker of Parliament NDC ni, Chief Justice NDC ni, IGP NDC ni, and it's now appointed. Now the catch them say you invite now say oh ma apeteshe be bua na kumatia. Right.
Live on the radio on 92.3. 2 minutes to the top of the hour, 4 p.m. We got it out there at 3:58. You had the draw by bro. And somebody for phone. Me mau 2 minutes away. At exactly 4 p.m. no. Now you had the draw the amount. And now you see a better draw answer me assign about 5. And by another 4:58, you know, you have another draw. And for phone. And you star 274 star 6 hash. Star 274 star 6 hash. Na Sunday. Who send the amount? Enter number of tickets. Enter number of tickets. Ticket bako aye 5 Ghana. Mienu aye 10. Miensa aye 15. And ye star 274 star 6 hash. Maybe cho but ya nesesia. Star 247 star. Star aye star 274 star. Star 274 star 6 hash. Star 274 star 6 hash. Na Sunday. Who send out enter number of tickets? Ticket back with 5 Ghana. Mienu aye 10. Enter veya miensa anai enum echo. Star 274 star 6 hash. Samre mayamfa another draw no efa mrew. Yedi anu brewa. Yabasa ye another one. It is ame bra. Star 274 star 6 hash. I can just a minute. Star 274 star 6 hash. Star 274 star 6 hash. Samre mayamfa and draw no emfa emro. Yamfa draw no emfa emro nafe yama Ivan. And take star 274 star 6 hash. Right, my yanko. Yes, or them. 0242 517 0242 517 na afei wonso wetumi aba samre yaye yen draw aka yen last draw for the day na enunso wetumi abam etiabuza star 274 star 6 hash star 274 star 6 hash hina ena order so yemfa no na yengi agade nkratu ye ba Ivan Che innocent ebefa ne die na bebia so ayeka papa star 274 star 6 hash star 274 star 6 hash na afebra star 274 star 6 hash me bacha aka your last draw it won so bra so star 274 star 6 hash na send it abanga enter number of ticket some me ntwa me ujede de nkrato omra me ba ye de another one no eba sisia Ahotor on the Mimo last global
Hey, Ojam, na heye.
Enya na no asase a mekoto ye hu anante a. Langas for ma me hontome. Asase ba ko. Ya to mani pa bebrudu.
Oh, na wonte Ostek real estate for Kana. Once ase ho do papa. Land garden semu bia nim. Na ne bo so de elda from kra.
Oh, sa.
Ane, o wansa se ododo wa ayikuma asebi. Doyumu Esutware Junction. Chai Hills, Topoli, Agoto, ene dowenya. Na ne je sem kra ne se wo ka wobetumi de akọ Ostek real estate na wa we ne buo no na se ye ensase be ye miense nan kra wo de amon
ajama to me ho agu na hefa no wo na me so me kwagima sase
oh na se Ostek real estate de o ma chinya yira kwan kra wo dodo wa wona fire service station no na din hwe animu wobetumi afre wom 0244 68 40 69 and 0266 10 1406 and 0240 93 37 48. Ostek Real Estate.
Yes, Papa Fee.
Sika dini fala Ahotor sika promotion ye de mamo sika ye moja wo abusia wati Ahotor FM ache na emra so se ye beche wo sika bebre enti wuti Ahotor FM ro dial *274*6#.
*274*6#.
You beche 5 Ghana cedis per. Like I said, the more you draw, the higher your chances of winning sika bebre.
Family Medina. Oh, now I'm saying initially, my mom in experiment or catch me said me pray like me to be into maybe. But I was so denying, and I said them I'm trying shit because starting in this days, when they come with someone that could start me business or make catch Obia say on China.
Ahotor FM sika promotion na kaya say NLA ensa eshasia eshisaya kakra ewo ho nyanya 18 years and above wonka Ahotor sika promotion
Nati
dini follow.
Hey, Opia, now security do your fan wa hemfa. Wa boy dwuma pa o. Me de me so beba no wada. Na no wada kra nyame anya dwuma nka kromfo be wiam.
Ampa ni mo me de asem asio. Me ko fan wo Elements Security Limited. No mombrante no e boy dwuma pa. Eba no electronic security consultant, investigation unit, rapid response, event security. Na say ye mo fie ho ban. Eno de yanko ho kra. Omusan so eye police patrol backup, CCTV installation and monitoring, jungle security. Anybody be up as a bob by Mobia.
And you wait yet, me one more to the quanya, not men copy bimra. Now we quire the anshay and yami and yamadroma, maybe idea across for baby.
One more tema, Community 1, Accounting Associates, Omobe and Red Control for Dino, Fire Service Quina Super, and obey me from. I was 0246 367611 0594 957071 and a 0240 653342.
Awofoni abatanye motwedi nititu ni mu amuwo ningo pram eni dowen yampotemu ye the Christ Vision International School atwa moha semu mana disua ebetimi akweni mu yie pa awofo awodi wo ho batanye Efibra Ghana Education Service Emma Yebebo Adi 2003 Enu wo ho da wo ba yatena ye ho a SBC NCCP curriculum and a trade ye coding any UC maths and so afi ye was state of the arts computer lab and a library ye were cadets and so a woman kwadana pomudi ejna ye pa ye were off Ningo Road Mandela Street ye school fees ne boy for pa any enkasa wa numbers yi so 0244 928638 and 0540332301 Christ Vision International School, the best in school.
Minia, after my men come and real muaso, who run me or Safari Valley Eco Parking Trail. And when you drew up a 24 punch for one walk call edgy and the young far, quite a yebefa swing us to a honeymoon and dig ye. Now, remember one trail wish you fit him right a rare pie in the you who be to say zebra, sable antelopes, crown cranes, mara, silky chicken, emus, wallabies, deer, ponko, any more pea, na to mean kind po. A 24 punch for no can remember one near. Listen, you will know think it's a woman same peach rain. Me baba ni manwe duane mpo na dada mpo pa ni zebra no ya competence wonsuo ne so afena ya bre nti ya gia ho me edie aduane wo bebie ho ye feyi na woni enije gwe ni dwumadi nyina bo hya ase fu 250 Ghana cedis na aya kwama mofo mu di mfiensia hya se me baba na nti ahwe enwe mu aso ya ho ni we ma ye nije strong ko beda ya koma so ya nkwa na nyina na mentimi ntwen se me sai me chi akosra Safari Valley Eco Park biom.
Safari Valley Eco Park, bringing you closer to nature.
Ghana phone nyina etio adehye etio ayemfo etio wiase phone nyina aka bom etio ewia don kroko no mekaio ti Ahotor FM 92.3 Alaska the Don okita simpie so afidie no e de twem odan achi.
Right, I'm saying I'm a ha Ahotor 92.3 ana prepare me abasane don nyina echi about 7 minutes into 4 p.m. Ahotor sika promo aka your last draw aye the amount it will phone na a star 274 star 6 hash star 274 star 6 hash star 274 star 6 hash. What capital and toss limited the sabra na yɛmfa wo ntu kwan sɛ USA, Germany, Japan, Dubai, Qatar, UK, Saudi Arabia and Dubai yɛbɛboa yɛwɔ Lashibi Klagon style Jupiter Road woni yɛnkasa 0244 494536 0244 494536 and 0244 885513 0244 885513 na yɛne OKP or say then visa before payment OKP or see yan konkwa Ahotor sika promo no bomodin say also over join you because enter your last promo your last way no so ebema star 274 star 6 hash star 274 star 6 hash na Sunday ebeka to say enter number of ticket back with 5 Ghana enter 23 4 5 echo Ivan yanko
And
for Joshua Ivan.
Time no answer washing in to a good. I think the advert no who here, but more range munye because Obatana now better time idea analysis in advert about program requiring the beam to be very honest because you have all the time in the world. Time idea analysis no my who said time idea analysis in here because to be very, very honest, maybe some of these things I am happy.
Right. Noted. Yanko.
Yes, so I think the Bank of Ghana asem another top table so I can't answer me. And you know in the Akoso Bank of Ghana. And I'm sure say Obia Ghana dana Komasubia I paste the 10 of event Akoso our Bank of Ghana because so we heard the way a man Addison as a governor of Bank of Ghana conducting from day one till data. Mr. Ghana is a serious country and that guy will be speaking from a jail cell, baby.
And he will be speaking
from a jail cell. Because Nema what caused the financial economic atrocities through his position as a governor of Bank of Ghana, no, Alaska, and the Ketwa. So for this guy to have the infantry to the sense, among for Anya Daje, demonstrate say, and name and that he should resign, no, what is the Muna? Otiwa or Sanke catcher among for.
I said, dear term.
Exactly. But Alaska, a man in young one, catcher said this whole thing we call democracy. Catcher said Ghana, this is no democracy. We just have jokers and imposters who are just fronting this whole thing called democracy.
Jokers and imposters.
Alaska, because you see. Look at the conduct of Papaway and look at the conduct of Obitse Mensa in a civilized democratic dispensation like ours, where respect is supposed to be the order of the day. That respect between institutional head and then the people, because a man for mandate soon I will serve. The president has been given a mandate by the people, and out of that mandate, the president appointed to Alaska. So we'll serve the people. And that relationship must always reflect respect and that kind of dignity as existed between the people and we. But Alaska, the way a manner these two people have been operating, the way a manner they conduct themselves, no, it doesn't look like say they are working for the people of Ghana. That is what I'm telling you, say, Jen Mensa at the Electoral Commission, you know, is behaving like ne papa na u na wajan Electoral Commission. And I na Japadia, and Osorem Kwasi Adibia Bani Tima Sebi, she can do it. It's the same way this guy is behaving. Anderson started ya bra or shas yes ogu banks BOT akan Japadia documents and details no whatever I woman nyina kwakwesi. But Alaska, near na I woman nyina one way or the other. You might think that this thing is some grand conspiracy theory some people sat somewhere and they propounded, but clearly what the honors are align with happenings are clearly it shows that everything that is in that book is really unfolding
very well.
And the fact is that they started by crashing banks, and in crashing banks, you know, this same Addison play quite a major role, because don't forget as a governor of Bank of Ghana, he understands what your friend is saying, speculation a year to the financial sector. It can cause a tsunami, it can cause a whole shock, and it will break it down. He did a press conference and told Ghanaians, say, banks no baby goo. And the following day, in rush hour, people were trooping to the bank to collect their money. And that gave them the trump card to crash all these banks, because the rate at which an amount for air trooping to banks, you know, Alaska banks in sika and a magic and a produce sika. What they do is say sika na amount for adequate hono and no more investing that way we abomo. So the very moment that you have a lot of people trooping into the bank, see a kwakwaji sika no. that financial stability for the banks, and you will not get it. So definitely the banks will be crashed.
Very well.
We had other options, but these people deliberately decided, say, crash the banks by spending a whooping 21 billion Ghana cedis in crashing these banks. When research ever there, they say 9 billion Alaska put some of these banks. And then you walk in with this mergers, acquisitions, and stuff. Managers you can change some of them, and those you think say their actions and inactions are caused this whole way, you prosecute them, because we don't have private bank anywhere. Makacha man for say anytime obi set up a bank, na say obie ne doors and people go in to invest, put their money there. At that point going, that bank is no longer a private bank. It's a bank and the public has a stake in it. And it's the duty of government to ensure that the financial security of individuals will be protected. So whatever happening in that bank, government must be interested. That is why Bank of Ghana award that oversight responsibility, Alaska.
Wow.
But they sat aloof and decided, say, let us conjure some way to collapse the bank. And bank, minimum capitalization sikana nese omuhia na 120 million Ghana cedis. Fast forward, these people deliberately tripled that amount to over 400 and gave a short timeline. Say omonye making sure say within that period all these banks will have that money. Alaska, we are talking about banks omunye sika and they are struggling. Liquidity I a challenge for them. Within a short period, now catch on produce 400 million Ghana cedis. Clearly, just say you have a diabolic intention to crash the banks.
Very well.
And that is what they did. And out of that political vindictiveness, now Brownie will know some account because Alaska, Abrani Egu banks, one of the banks are not engineer and so crash and Egu and ADB and the saying National Investment Bank. Maybe I tell our video so I catch or say, and I be a banker and good and your friend saying we. And now what is almost say they are trying to merge na your tongue.
That's right.
It shows say the financial your friend is saying original and nice. So these two banks are struggling, and at the back of this our bank will suffer such challenges. Government and huge sums of money from European Development Bank, from World Bank, $250 million in 2019. Say Baba set up a new bank, which is Ghana Development Bank. At the time, Agricultural Development Bank, SSB, at the agri sector, and let me offer certain incentive to people who are into it. Government is not interested. Yeah, Kabomo Guno, I set up a new bank. This is the handiwork of this Addison guy. And Alaska, oh yes, I never when your crash banks, about 400 microfinances companies were pushing your money into extension on at the back of the same thing. But Alaska, so we nyansa nasa economists nasa nye classroom na kwa we am for theory na se for go mutim na wo di nyansa e ka ho you come to the realization say local banks na boama the local economy ni gina.
Very well. Again,
this microfinance all for support financial assistance to individuals omudi dwa ewo and this minor trading activities at the micro level and the boa economy because as we speak now those people have access to capital in term because there is no microfinance about Bed Capital and other banks and more hinterland offering assistance, you're finding it everywhere. So if you're expecting the Ghanaian economy to grow, you will not find it because these incentives, government are taking everywhere. Now, Alaska economy Ghana, I feel be a baby shia. Now, Alaska near the American bond market, near floaty. Na amam for blue ya no ma wabeto na kenu for ataba na oba kenke party say oh yako market ne ko floating bond no amam for Alaska the rate at which we were selling our coupon was so crazy to the sense that anybody who wanted profit will come because UK and other countries when they are floating bond they float it at 1.5% and then as for them we were floating ours at 7, 8, 9%. Now remember you floating bond a coupon rate of 9, 10 and as for why never and look at the duration. So when you do those things, people will flood in and subscribe because Omunim say it's a party day for them. And yet Jesasika when you know the Bakroma until 2022 you call your message mabodam mufri samunkwana munimbo siambo on my no baby ejano Omunye worthy enough to access credit within this financial space. So we were locked out. At that point, government had no other option. That was when this whole Addison strategy came in. He said, I am painting Sikam Farmer buying without recourse to parliament. In the year 2021, Addison Quantena Bank of Ghana printe Alaska 21 billion Ghana cedis without parliamentary approval. Wa mo bia mane. Yes. Your Bank of Ghana have a right to print money. But Alaska, this is the Mrada said the city and so all print sika. Alaska, what print a CD 5%
of the total
revenue in the previous year. But this guy a print sika over 60% of your revenue within 2 years. So 2021 he printed over 21 billion. Now if we say asoha a minority raise alarm then as for Alaska, you call 2022 that honor come the raw deal 44 billion and over. Until within 2 years, you know, this guy turned the Bank of Ghana into a printing press. Printed sika over 70 billion and over. And our printed cash. Or print all the amount buying and then some fool and some words and say or no one can now because government want to be credit worthy. Sabaya the second tranche of this IMF negotiation air cost never go through no. Addison Ankasa to us I buy the make my writer of 30 billion. Me that chamo.
Already, I understand.
Exactly. Bank of Ghana near Japan, so they can just sit there and orchestrate any nonsense and get away. As a single person sitting at Bank of Ghana as a head, as a governor, no, it means out of his own volition, because hey, my writer of media chamo, as if the Ghana near Japan, Alaska. But you see, in the midst of the echo swing, my disappointment is stemming from Parliament.
Very well.
Alaska, me are so much disappointed, especially when you have parliamentarians trooping onto the streets a demonstration, because there is no avenue, there is no decent platform within the house for them to air their grievances, for them to have any solid argument among themselves. Now you're coming to a consensus because Alaska, many BOT no one and as for if we are dissatisfied in the democratic dispensation, we can employ demonstration, protestation, remonstration, whatever as a tool to register our displeasure. That is the commonness. You need to me, and cast our voices. But if we get to a point where people who have been armed with constitutional authority, power in parliament, lose that particular platform. So you use that authority and power to question individuals or go as or more the excesses. Now they can only air their grievances on the streets just like Menewa. It means that there is no democracy. Do you get a point?
That's right.
Because men no one as a political party, and this as a political party has every right to demonstrate in as a for. But we are talking about a section of minority who have power, and ideally, you know, Parliament our power clothed with some executive, some legislative authority to call Obia say Odim Kwasadia Abra Oda or my way call them. The governor has decided say or no Obia to friend. And Parliament, you know, as a body, you know, the minority and the majority, you know, are a distance, and people feel say it's okay because this guy is working for us. So the majority to support the minority and call this guy to order because he's printing money. Nobody is interested.
So they are the beneficiaries of the money.
They are the beneficiary. So at the end of the day, the platform that Parliament is supposed to provide, where the interest of the ordinary Ghanaian, the interest of the Ghana, the ultimate way, nobody cares. And the House is no longer accommodative for such discussions. And we are MP. Now a problem, the only way I wait me it has so cut radio so an acquired demonstration.
And now MP.
Exactly. That is the question you should be asking. Because me no one and at the same demonstration but those who are armed with power and authority are emanating from the constitution. They have power to summon him to appear. No, Alaska, you don't see it in America. Do you know the Speaker of Parliament? Ya say ya permanent freezer.
Serious?
Or no, kasa nimkrofo na trainer see because shut down and eba na no. Some were speculating say wakotena say Democrat no akoye arrangement assign a deal, and as a result no waji o friend saying why ni party na ma ya twene to akonwa I say omopo bi a obetake over. In democracy that is how it's supposed to be.
Game.
But so we said that Parliament is sitting now. Jemensa doesn't give a damn because Parliament, you know, in such a way that NDC and MPP about the idea. NDC between a was so MPP best support no. So I know the day no. And to me offer that solid platform to hold them accountable, so they feel emboldened the same way Addison is behaving. I told the idea. majority be ko radio so ko defend no minority never twen abo so eba de eba na NDC MPP I get away. So if I'm in that position I'll feel comfortable, just do whatever I want to do, because after all parliament to the extent say if they have problem the house cannot offer that platform for them. Say Papa we say in some phone not the Bank of Ghana how old, but let's get a who bond dog say you go do a pointer. The governor of Bank of Ghana can just look into the faces of demonstrators who majority are parliamentarians. No one catch them say they are hooligans.
It's an insult.
They are protesting like hooligans. In a civilized democratic dispensation, when that pair guy is supposed to be accountable to these people, hold him accountable for his deeds, his actions and inactions. Now, on my church, why he decided to print 79 billion for a bank. This is a guy who comes and tell you, say, oh, in a single year, Bank of Ghana bought 70.8 billion. Alaska, 70.8 billion between 2012 and 2016. Mahama Bedia Kumyano, Alaska, within that period, Bosnia or Bodria, the Oye Yenina, 80 billion. Ghana said this.
That's right.
Asama Mekenti, from 2012 to 2016, and Sana Mahama Ezete, Bosnia or boy, you know, the Yen Numa or Yenina, 80 billion in 4 years. 80 billion. Now, Addison in a single year, sitting at Bank of Ghana declared debt of 60 billion in a single year. This guy must be in jail. That is the reality. Now last time we see all printed for 44 billion. The man buying would be no cause now that Jimmy. Now I tell you printed 44 man buy there. Yeah, on young printed be my own. And they started printing money for themselves. Alaska, and you know, yet me to gold watch. That's a box. No, what time or more. Or to me far over. Your friend is saying 137 million Ghana cedis. You see, they car maintenance. Neko. To me, Sika. You see, a computer maintenance. Just say, Sika no ugi wa won't you see. And boss, I replicated the same thing. What is an almost to say?
Am I justified?
iPhones. As a corporation, Ghana, an institution, Ghana, I supposed to work for the interest of these people. No, few people can just assemble themselves as if to iPhone.
But who could quantify 1.5 million?
Alaska. So on my new and institutions that are supposed to stand and protect us in Alaska, all of them are divided on party lines. Oh, Alaska, for that reason, you know, this country is leaking, is naked. Nobody is protecting anybody. And you have a president who is largely irresponsible. So irresponsible to the sense that he doesn't give a damn about what that Ghana be and saying, because already, you know, we're throwing our hands in the air, telling you his hair already he has already fucked up, so he can't do anything about it. So he's waiting, say, Obi Baba, na wababe Gio Minor. That is the point that we've got into Alaska. So if I tell you Ghana, there is no democracy, we have brokers and imposters fronting democratic rule, this is what I mean. Because and the platform Bennett we are discussing Ghana interest. Where you see clearly, because this German sound decisions I will say or registration. Now registration now or no or not the pooling centers. Now obey no your friend is saying
only offices.
Yes. That is very dangerous because so as parliament as an institution, that is why we begin to ask yourself, okay, so if Sanyama were a representative, how do people assess it? It's going to be a challenge. But at the end of the day, the minority was pushing, the majority was distilling, throwing it away and found. So at the end of the day, they are not able to come into a consensus, agree on anything. And until the House, ever coming into a consensus and build a solid united front. Now you pursue an issue, Alaska, forget it.
Right.
It will continue to be like this forever. So Bank of Ghana, Addison, and your friends say,
IMF.
No, say and then papa, you say, oh, in another papa, as I'm kind of say, Heneba, and papa, say, and John Cosno in some phone. Now things say the day of reckoning will come. And you see, Miss Ansem Muruna and a young mini pana, young fan chen and your message, Ansem Fono, your fanya politics, my catch row, yeah, they are sorry. Yes, Alaska. You see, we need to get to a point where people will be penalized to the extent say, or the only one who the best union san and a phone the best union sa.
Okay.
And it is time, Yahu Sadia no, not Nippon moody said more way, no, that your friends are repercussion, no consequences, you know, as he has sounded to them right in their ears. No moon who say you can't mess up with this country because other countries now know who are more Mujino, so China and as ever. But I say in China, so we a public officer and I want them not wait, it's a China secret platform. Ofa, what new radiamano, offers Sikana, and the entire generation will be demonized. You will be walking through a hall of shame forever. So who crowds through? That is the kind of your friend is ideas here insert into our politics. Right,
live on your radio, Ahotor92.3. As at 28 minutes into 4 p.m. Ivan Che Innocent, a activist and a researcher on an Ahotor Nenkano. I was at Mamade sir, Ahotor Sika promo no medical no basi bemamo my last promo. Star 274 star 6 hash. Star 274 star 6 hash. Now Sunday. Star 274 star 6 hash. Who send you? We're to enter number of ticket. Ticket bako aye 5 Ghana. Mienu aye 10. Miensa aye 15. Mama dia so be star 274 star 6 hash. Hina no be winning last one. Na fe ye dia kofie. Star 274 star 6 hash. Yene sesia enche. Yabe mamu another star 274 star 6 hash. Mami Ankao say Miss Rahaba Center Jumekua ya Osedro Ediaba. Now yes he encounter say every 3 months we was on 6 bottles. Now so we 6 bottles now we call check your we say etu ase kura. Upenchema chemidie ya. Ka say yendro no our pharmacy any herbal shop across the country. Upenchema fanama is 0245 304 963 0245 305 968 0245 304 968 and 0208 100 115 0208 100 115. Now in Miss Brown Herbal Center and Kasa, I was back to basics. Ahotor Sika promo or si Denefala. Ahotor Sika promo or si Denefala. Star 274 star 6 hash. Na brim star 274 star 6 hash. And your last promo and our last draw. Yerba mamu Seshahana Utie 92.3 BOT. Mami I'm foul. I will MPP presidential primaries and matters are rising. Jet him
Alaska. We here research document by Global Info Analytics.
Okay.
Released on the 5th October 2023, so a current part. Now I'm found called the executive summary. We are then I'll transition into the MPP internal primaries, and also my reference from the Japadia document.
All right.
Now, according to Global Info Analytics research report about out, just a Nreyano. Ghana for HS, His Excellency Akufo-Addo Otisino. Ye nipa 100 be an approval rate at 34%.
Approval rate.
Approval rate.
At 34%.
34%.
Which is abysmal.
Abysmally poor. So examination I will try. Now we 34 over 100%. Guess what it is? Ebisa Ghana for say direction of the country. Emu 23% penetrate say Akufo-Addo at the country ne ko baby papa.
Emu 23 out of 100.
Out of 100. Nti so yi nipa 100 biana. Emu 23% say the country no. It was 70% say the country is heading in the wrong direction. Then again, so far Ghana for bi anso so a emu 47% say almost standard of living and our buying way are very poor. Going forward, election 2024, and the Bisa Ghana for say electoral commission who ni subana or done do you have confidence in him? Or find per hand remove 50% penalty a year electoral commission did. Now let me come back to dynamism of MPP internal matters.
Very well.
You be start to move for say Mami Cecilia da payo tisui. Sani sika yo this year ma Office of Special Prosecutor kodo so ni office in the fear nya sika ni bi no mo bin say nipa ba ko anase ba ko mienu bo mo so MPP mpani mfoni nyina mu 90% discount refi hey the executive summary
how many percentage of people and
over 90%.
Wow.
Yes. And now 65% say a widespread. Not just say over nipa 100 biana e mo 65% che say Akufo-Addo appointees ni nyina no e was cash show mo pass. Fast forward election 2024. Any ebisa asese ye Pege Mahama out to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. How do you see the chances? Nipa 100 biano e mo 48.3% che say prefer Mahama. And at 28% say pe Bawumia. 11.3% say beto ama Lanchemanten. Now Alaska. Baby, I'm a fear when you say, your far resort, no. Now you're near Jumadin, ye Ashanti region, and Eastern region. There could be the likelihood that Alan could be a spoiler candidate.
Alan could be
a spoiler candidate in elections, no. A spoiler candidate will be a Obaso Berema Kuna say no.
And you're there.
There be Kusian and a man a coma kufu. Na omma amene di adwempa woni timako no tinitina na odi atofam we na ne mma no omoso mako no mu a na omaka mu jen wana mako no sha asese ehhehye omo eno mbi so maame se maame nti mako a ye wi enhhehye o sese afuru na betomu a ena mo bi ho
afuru na
betomu a so Alan is like that kusie ma no mo kamako no mu se no or a spoiler candidate and the Global Info Analytics report na confirm say say to abana barring all unforeseen contingencies and other changes no Mahama Benya 48.3%, Bawumia 28.0%, Alan Bekmanya 11.3%. We should not
the election back on
runoff. And what I say, we need to work hard on him to pull his percentages down so that 55% can be materialized. Fast forward, and I assemble so almost say Nasa ye Pege Mahama alongside Kennedy Ohineja Kon ne adia. Mahama nya 48.0. Kennedy enya 27%. There's something interesting here. Among floating voters in MPP na say MTSC no. So MPP koto abana according to the research no. Bawumia ebetmenya 44%. Kennedy Ohineja Kon benya 35%. Akoto 2%, Adenimo 2%, 16% undecided. Say a 2 MPP primaries na.
Okay.
MPP muno say ne beko na say ma obia to abani bi. Say MPP sympathizers na sala meto aba. Say ne beko no.
Okay.
Bawumia lead by 62%. Kennedy 32%. Adenimo 0. Body I have body 0.85%. And now 3.9% here undecided. However, among floating voters, no, Bawumia 29%, Kennedy 45.1%.
Really?
Listen to it. I'm reading the executive summary page 2.
Right.
Among floating voters, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia 29%. Kennedy Ohineja Kon 45.1%. Dr. Akoto
Osei
2.1%. Adenimo 2.3%. Undecided 21.5%. That should tell you, say, the floating voter constituency has some hope in Kennedy.
Very well.
That is a research document. Now let me come to the Japadia document. Now me landing. The internal matters of the NPP. I hear people say, oh, quarter 2024, the NPP are good. No, I disagree. That school of thought, I don't buy it.
Okay.
MPP a political tradition bia. Oma dan da mo ho to say can since 1863. And Obia was a student of history and politics, no. The precursor, the great grandmother of the current MPP is the Aboriginal Right Protection Society. And then they give up there to UGCC. And then so MPP at any material moment, you know, they change their outlook like a chameleon. In fact, the contest of today has ever happened before. Some years back, the MPP was called UP, became Progress Party. The Progress Party was going into an election at that time, was a party called PMP. The PMP was supposed to have been won by Imoro Igala.
Okay.
Imoro Igala was very popular. At that time, Supreme Military Council 2 was headed by General Kufu, and he wanted the power to go to the Achen Mafias. Until they find a way to disqualify Imoro Igala. And I'm share no say, we are disqualified. But Poncho Binonya of Flabber in the PMP. And then more Kofa Liman as a diplomat by Liman BD president.
They are told to me, Yafi.
Now, why am I making this whole historical analysis? For people to appreciate. Because in 1979, no more Kotuaban. MPP mu chase who
just as near
today.
Okay.
Emma Progress Party gave birth to Popular Front Party, a United National Convention, UNC. UNC no Ekufuado no na wafa no kokoti UNC. In fact, Ekufuado be acting general secretary also in that political party. Enna Vito Osunu Rekun Bobemu ni ade no ebedi Popular Front Party. Ye to aba no wie no na at the first round no obi antimi an when it was say call runoff. Runoff no Achen Mafias ne said that ye mfa ye vote to ma Victor Usu mani medi president. Ye best support to Liman party. And the man for the very first time, Liman. And Liman promised Akufo-Addo Wofa say, Obama na beye council of state member. And omodi omu vote called ball PMP. And a Liman winning. History always repeats itself. Obi a student of history biano. Every 40 years. Okay. History happen 40 years now. It see the same way. And it's also a historical cycle. Between 4 to 5 decades. And between every 40 to 50 years, history repeats itself. And let me tell Ghanaians, and Tokwana Ashasian, and young Kraman Toko. Unsan Kraman Toko, a pedia kosru who near the above. Where are Nanchin Toka?
Just a bang.
Or no back Kusa, what kotu Prumukrano Bopum. Let's see a Japadia document.
Okay, now wrap up.
Although the Asante group within the current MPP is gearing itself to take over from the party after Nana's tenure in 2024, it would be ideal if we could work to bypass them in 2024. With hard work, we could work to bypass the mantle over to a non-account person, preferably from the north, under whose presidency we could secure the maturity of our takeover project.
Wow.
This is the Japadia document talking. When we have finally captured the command and control sectors of the country for our private use, we will then be in better position to wield necessary political and economic muscle to manage the destiny of the country under the reign of the House of Oforipaning. The Japadia document can say ya chimfo pa betnase ama santini abetu Akufo-Addo konyaso MPP mu de ene ke betwa kokomoti atotonare sana tie dia ye manipulate system no na be kogo de enkokona na ye masiremuni
embe ediso because onu no ba betumi aboa yen
fantastic
right
me de manusi no first na MPP focus asantefo bi mo ye de ye nkoto aba masiremni
that's right
ni santini pa santini de otokoko so nana men to maba masireni ni bisa one question na mapon na akofie senyankopon ya adom na MPP ekokoto primaries ni wie na se Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia weni a oya yugweni ana
ayesremuni
enti sa dwen na ekura MPP fo bi mo se ade ba ko ema ye ntua ba ma ama nso yesreni nti no se Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia eba be flabber to the MPP a Nisrim culture and assessor.
No.
But let me assure them, the battle they are fight will not end today. In fact, they will lose 2024 if Bawumia comes and continue to fight in opposition. Because Alan Bota say opposite the president. And to come be a first why compare my Ashanti vote na dwindle no, he will do it. To end this senior, there are two things we have to do. Let us close our ranks and protect our base. say kan ho bom na ye hunu say we need to protect our vote margin. We are gone. In conclusion, Alaska 2020 me gina about independent parliamentary candidate in Sunyana West. Minya almost 7,000 votes. MPP ninya 26,000 votes. Now can me vote in MPP ni Boma. It was equal to another presidential vote. Enti dia me pa che ne say anytime bia no bribe free party bium akọ independent no or split vote to the traditional party. If there is any political party for Alan to affect negatively, it's going to be MPP.
That's right.
It yen NDC for no. There was here no say yen kan humum. Not the core base of the NDC no. Let's protect the base. Say yen sana. Inshallah 7 December 2024 yen to abanwe na agbena. Yabebo bono na NDC are winning first round between 55-57%, and in parliament no you be no less than 145 seats in 2024.
That was Bernard Odrotachi, BOT they call him, certified economist, chartered economist. This takes us to 17 minutes to the top of the hour, 5 p.m. I was here, Messi, your last draw near the Bema, star 274 star 6 hash, star 274 star 6 hash, Kahusesia, star 274 star 6 hash, now also sending star 274 star 6 hash, star 274 star 6 hash, now Bremu, star 274 star 6 hash, now send Usabaka enter number of ticket back be a 5 Ghana. Bom na afre yanko mami kai we from Pedro Kingsley beloved Pedro Edward Fiagona is also occupy the mona amuya na successful na international media report to capture Ghana legislature calling for resignation of Governor Bank of Ghana. Nyina chese was a papa no osifam because ni niam wa ye nyina no TV adwuma Alaska the don. Also, we are showing like our Agona in Saba Old Assembly Hall with Rock Derry, Agona East Election Director, and Mr. Roland Esiedu, Alaska, Chia Quinsta, Mami Pokua, Soya Batampa, or she go higher. Ivan Che, innocent, or she Uyani mentor. Great job, you are too good. Hashtag Obatampa, hashtag Hunto FM, hashtag all NDC member, Alaska, the door hashtag. Say Ivan Bakope. Ivan, Yanko.
Alaska, I think that what is happening in the MPP, I'm not sure, me a very much surprise. And let me say, this idea of party, yam banding party, na yan two party ngu argument, abasun and say no. Me, I don't often fall for those arguments, Alaska.
Right.
Sometimes it's not about what you wish for; it's about the reality. So, my cousin. Political party MPP, no matter how ufri se be a party nenya no, you cannot say young koto party nto ntwene. Pero nipa na wom, nipa mu wom Ghana for. So my argument has always been you don't run away from a problem, you confront it and deal with it. So if you think there are issues within political parties, what it means is that we need to make time and deal with it, because no matter what, people will be there, and the chances of those political parties ruling the country are very high. So you must be a coward to just run away from the challenges and say, hey, okay, young tungune young kuba fufro. What does that make?
You are referring to Alan?
No, I'm just saying in a general way.
Perspective.
Yes. So because political parties, whether you like it or not, are vehicles that we use to capture political power. Or it could be an individual, it could be anything. Alaska, you see. So the MPP, it doesn't matter what the party has done. Whether you like it or not, it remains a vehicle that will forever be used by individuals to capture political power. But problem I mean na ye sa bofo ba kuya aye the president Akufo-Addo. Alaska. Or no, and now what be sa vehicle na Akufo tena mu de capture political power na. Say be all the year no. It's the same vehicle. And now what capture and na sabi. He what decided to use it to do the way or because so we see Alan press conference now we see in some more kind and as for Nina coming to dent the fact here Akufo-Addo abejo party, which is the vehicle no and asabi baby forefathers ni dreaming the kind of vision democracy and no move free and betimi abo party no achidom no watam and all the year the ope and the fact remain when he was an opposition leader Alaska. Yantiana Kwabena Japan declares, your friend is saying, what Omonchim Crofobin because of Moko is free party account.
That's right.
Because
that's right.
Because even as an opposition leader, Alaska, na party will find a bonafide property. Only in Crofo.
Are you scared?
Or 2 general secretary to Sabanchi. He did whole lot of nasty stuff. Ordinary in the Mua, Obedi, or the Benya Power. So, and the Wayama party now is so unattractive, so dirty to the stand. Even the founding fathers within the party have come to the realization that enough is enough. They cannot deal with the party. And I'm saying, MPP, Nipano Muomno, you cannot just sit here and rubbish everybody and say, Obias and Obiatia. If or more plans and commit to me, I rebranded that particular vehicle now. There were people within the contest now. Nasabi or more credibility, I'll bet me a revival. That particular vehicle, I'm gonna look clean because there are some people who were on a line to this whole establishment. They were on the sidelines. I'm on for to Mutugu, but some of them have certain, your friends say, pedigree. You can have some trust and confidence. Some of the messages, some of them were given out in Alaska. Now, who say yes, lies within our future. Sabi, oh, subscribe to me, but you see, money. Yeah, monetizing the entire political landscape to the extent that we say we need to say giant. One in the moon, the other can be a nyan. But you see, the problem I have with Alan, the last time I told you, the sense of an innocent man. That is the kind of conundrum Alan finds himself in. The last time I told you, his political career is done.
That's right.
The very moment he resigned from the party. This idea of new movement, and as for I'm not sure, in his widest imagination, he ever thinks that he will ever use this whole thing to become president. It's never going to happen. But Alaska, you see, he failed to stand up at the point and rise to the occasion. Because you see, in summer, all kind of the he was right there with Akufo-Addo. The injustice within the party, Alaska, do you know how people become leaders? Sometimes they say, oh, born leaders, and I say, no, leaders, majority of them emerge. And do you know how they emerge? Whenever there is a terrible situation, and you become a rally point, because that is what Rollins did. Rollins, but when there was a situation, he decided to act something. Everybody was gravitating towards him because he stood for something. He decided that he will do something. That is the point of making leader. So as a leader, if you want to be as a person, if you want to be a leader, wherever there is a challenge, you rise up to the occasion, and decent minds will gravitate towards you. So the question is, when those nasty staff were emerging within the MPP, Alan, was he able to stand up to the occasion?
That is the question.
Ye to Kwabena Japan Sabanche. Afoko, ye to Nisa Banche, then as you were quiet. And you were a beneficiary of this whole enterprise. So, what's in a man after the near over Tran Ashaus Achramine? I feel no Babe who said Akufo-Addo is a tyrant. I feel no Babe from day one. I brought your woman for a kind of party headquarters and as a no. Was he not aware? And so many instances of injustice are across Alaska. Ghana problem here, you mean, Akufo-Addo, the Ghana bedrune, signing crew for Abaji Ghana. Nina largely is because of Alan, because even in 2008 contest, Sanko Corson and Coronel Core, sir, your friends are run off now, and then go between Abianca near because I know Alan to be a decent person. I got a kind of excesses Akufo-Addo, but you see, you sat down and felt everything was okay. He knew right in his heart Akufo-Addo is a leader.
It was Tony Bev right.
That guy is a gang leader.
Is that the right
he's
word?
A gang leader. That is the way and manner he's running this country. He's a gang leader. And Alaska gang leaders, they are always, employ arsenal gun. They are always, they will flag for an arsenal cause. Always ready to gun down anybody they see as an impediment. And that is exactly the way this man has been operating, even in a democratic space like Ghana. Look at the way and manner he's running the show in this country. Do you feel that we are in a democracy? So, Sanya man or tenancy, I want to unveiling one standing. I'm a man for gravitated toward him. Say, this is a leader with a new mindset. This guy, he does not agree to, but because of the benefit, the goodies, enjoying it, as if you kept quiet, you shut up, and now you are out there spelling what? Who should follow you? Alaska, he's not even a strong person. And I'm telling you, sir, he's a kind of a person, a problem about when you to say, oh, young colleague, I'm not in Pasusu. Oh, yes, because he's not a strong person. Because he's not a strong person. Running away on two occasions. Alaska, leadership, and I make a choice that we see, Yahano, you reduce politics into a joke, you know. We just see people, especially, and I'm Manyesika, Ghana, how be Manyesika, so the president. But Alaska, there are several aspects, facets. You need to sit down, interrogate, and make conclusions. Nipa way, when Ojina Hofo. The last time, that's why I told you, say, when I see people sitting on radio saying, say, Kennedy, sometimes you begin to wonder whether people think with their muscles or what. Because we've been in this country, we know the excesses and some nema akoya in Okroma, and then you have journalists sitting on radio and advocating Kennedy Japan to be president. Are we really serious as a people? Alaska, say yet hoping say Nyankopon the miracle will be Ghana yabuao. The same mindset na ya wana yansa ya dwen na ya hunyansa brewe ya ben namu in the next 100 years.
It's matter of resetting our mindset.
Exactly. Politics is not about emotions. It is not about say Alaska. It niema dia obeye e ho consequences na obenya. Maka chose countries who around the world and that obi emerging, they made conscious effort to or mind bien who are sorry and obeduru ba bia oduri. The last time I walked through the history of China, how are now a dominant force in the early 1950s. All of a sudden, because of Niama and the central holding as if for any the country are not yet the richest country in terms of GDP because Abra Simon Kusnet then the GDP they took it to the past to analyze economies and they realized that China's economy then was the largest economy in terms of GDP in the world. But how come China was at some point in time trailing with the poorest countries in Africa? Because not all poorest countries in Africa, not China was one of them. But 50 years after, they have sat down and they have reinvented themselves, and now they are one of the powerful forces in the global affairs, economy, military, everywhere. It means they worked for it. It wasn't about emotions. And I mom pie and go copy Israel for Brahma Bransana or Mukonya tiny land. Alaska, God doesn't come in when it comes to some of these things. It is about we the people, our mindset, leadership, and a serious business. You can't just bequeath power to a joker. So what the 2 million joker? And one casa will future now this year. Now you suffer for it. That is why these emotions and a whole lot of things coming into this whole thing. I tell people, say, yes, politics is a serious business, but sit down. Analyze various candidates, no matter what. Ghana is going to have a president 2024.
That's right.
So you look at the candidate. Your friends say even so free any problem warning you be a evil crowd. There must be a lesser evil. What I say? Because so what one political activity one partake na say a man for kofa. The amount kofa ba no ba be do so. So you sit down and analyze in some near nipa no digu almost buy no track record na say for out of that you make informed decision. But this emotional trick na say for no man away Alaska, I think there enough of these things.
Right.
We really need to sit down and think well as people. Say or mind we betimi agina ya aya kasa na betimi aye the kind of design na say for e beto. But the ya hu parliament aya institution na who they are working for. In some Biblia quality one time. And all salient issues of national interest in Alaska, and there is no avenue to discuss it. And Abontene as a forum. And institutions of state as a more far that kind of way for a month. And then look at the court. The men say me at the court, you say Chief Justice today. Data send the bottom the court. People don't even respect the court anymore. And what GFA in the election see injunctions about bad trade. They disregarded it, went ahead. And elections to the sense electoral commission crash on because you several injunction police phone here but more cause macho mind and then as if go ho nobody give a damn about anything.
Right.
So Alaska, our democratic fortunes are dissipating. We need to rise as a people. And Akufo-Addo, everything seems to be going sideways. Niemo bia say and until and pay na me can say Alaska say when righteous men or decent men shut it up in the face of evil, the forces of destruction will gather momentum and they will click to their destructive best. First, I say silence is golden. Silence ain't golden. Silence. Some silence can be more destructive than war. So in the face of evil, no, we are just remain silent. A war and our Kwakofaba. We need to tread cautiously.
But I say Ivan Che innocent and I'll take it. You better wrap up, no. Honorable Malik Jabel, I assemblyman for Fanti Bodrase Agona East. As well as Kayetio FI Information Center. Now, at the special greetings, the man, the president waiting, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and Obatampa, Mami Pokwa Soya, MP for Agona East, Alaska. Ghana for was almost Saki, school prefect, Nana de Dankwa, any Baumia, Omuni Bibi Papebi, at the Mama Ghana. Even nowadays, students, JHS student textbook scrano yen to me and to so never again MPP Honorable Malik Jabel need you the abani abusia Ahotor sika promo when your last minutes and you star 274 star 6 hash star 274 star 6 hash star 274 star 6 hash na send it if I got to enter number of ticket back we 5 Ghana mienu aye 10 star 274 star 6 hash hina na aba na fre yafa we no enfa tum enfa maw na bibia so enya kama BOG samre ya baba ko e ema ya ba wrap up
enne yenkomo ebedi ye de muda ho na aya de bia de ameka ye o kan Ghana constitution na article 183 184 ene article 285 no assembly wo ho emu ehwam o kan article 285 of your constitution say obi bia ni ho a hold a position in organization say CEO deputy CEO emrama ho kwan se be board chairman. However, edu governor of the Bank of Ghana ne so no Alaska tie nsamodo mo kan fa governor no me sure say sane ma we na amane timaye ne da odwen sa so latodin baby article 183 clause 4 subsection B or say the following shall apply to the governor of the Bank of Ghana. He shall not, withstand Article 285 of this Constitution, be the chairman of the governing body of the Bank of Ghana. In the Ghana Constitution, Article 285, no say, obi bia hold any position in an organization. No person shall be appointed or act as chairman of the governing body of a public corporation or authority while he holds a position in the service of that corporation or authority. In the governor, the Constitution beholds and bestows on you a huge responsibility. The metimia kan nyina say the governor of the Bank of Ghana has goofed. But ni goofu a goofu no nyina ya assurance say de ama no. But on kan hunu sense money nti na chedin. A certain day is going to come in Ghana. Power will surely change hands. But when the power changes hands, the person what here say a day of accountability will come. There will be a day the governor of the Bank of Ghana no ain't me nkwose dem so mede petition. There will be a day police for be twen abo so. There will be a day on the man surrender a passport book to Yoko. There will be a day when you put under house arrest. That and bedroom honor. There will not be IGP to protect you, no Attorney General to protect you, no Achem Mafia Kaba to protect you. It will be against you and your conscience. Yana nanum say, your board in Shamra and yet. Something your board into Tumregua and yet.
Right.
Governor Betiasia. Sankamene and I'll put my hands in the air. No, my catch you yourself finance and my mom and Sasu because my deep bonnet. Because all person were Jana and Yadoa and our fossil.
Right. That was better on road touchy. I want your call.
Alaska. My cat was there now, but Alaska, I think, you see, in any democratic dispensation, or be anywhere or enjoy absolute independence, it's never anywhere. Never anywhere. Even, you see, rights are sacred, are conferred on us by God, reinforced by the Constitution, the right to live.
That's right.
It's sacred, conferred on us. But Alaska, even that right can be revoked under certain circumstances. When a court finds it, say, will continue on living, of threat. And as I would say, now, or existence now for threat to others, your life can be terminated through court. That is why that is the whole essence of it. So there is no writer or be enjoyed under any democratic dispensation. Like I said, that right is threatened. Absolutely. You're not even the president. So you cannot sit at Bank of Ghana and say, and I'm accountable to Parliament. And I can just do whatever that I want. It is never done anywhere. But you see, these people have I assume certain entrenched position because they felt they were appointed by a certain demigod who thinks, oh, everything is business as usual. But that's kind of like I said, the day of reckoning will come, and everybody will be accountable and answerable to whatever they did. That time is sooner. Right.
That was Ivan Che Innocent. Akpalu Felicia Dwefi Kaswa. Asa last kind I say, family fan chia farmer with panelists. I see me pe near BOT and on Crawford Kano. I see the time about NDC getting well prepared for election 2024. Now, I'm who say a very easy and this interest in normal for strategies and for normal resisting intimidation. Be a opponent about break the eight, slogan everywhere they go. Now it's true because institutions in regard the amount. Now I was say ye be ye ni I was Mensa any boss my son or see I grow them from to Alaska catch the worm Akpalu Felicia Edwin Kaswa and na Waswa Diaba. We see a friend no Dominic John Sam or see catch a beauty me pen number. I know see dia or the Abba and no red wefi ko for the Alaska me did it so we guest and omo akọ tetoma ye ne abura dwini ntia so see that too no